telling you what, that is a total hole right there. I'm telling you what's the truth.
Don't be mad just cause he's got 2 over 2 1/4.
I told him a while ago he was so close he just might as well got in the boat with us and saved his batteries.
Well, hang on a minute.
Pretty boat right there, boys.
I got 2 over 2 1/4.
2 over 2 1/4, and he'll lie too. Look at there, look at there.
There's another one. I wish I did have 2 over 2 1/4. I do have 2 final 3/4.
We got one about 2. And 21 over 1.5 pounds.
Y'all got to quit pretty soon.
I'm fixing to go. I done cut the camera off. Look at him. He got looking at you and he done got one on.
I can't blame you for looking at me now.
That's what I have to deal with. Right here, folks, is a prime example of how not to reel a fish in. He's going to wind up everything he's got.
Oh, I got it, mister.
Okay, folks, we're back out here this morning, and hopefully it's gonna be a beautiful day. I got one of my old boys, Jerry Curry, here with me.
Good morning, everybody.
His first time out here trying to longline troll. But the reason I'm taking him out here today is because it's that time of the year when, if you look at your social media and all that, there's more pros out here now than they've ever been before. Because these son of a guns, they hungry, it's pre-spawned, and they ready to go. And one of the good things is, I reckon you say it's the best case scenario, that if y'all like me, over here in the Carolinas, Speeny Meeny, over here in the Carolinas, I mean, we've had nothing but pure mud. For 6 weeks, I mean, it's been rain, cold, mud all over the country. And these lakes are just now starting to clear up. And naturally, if you know, a crappie is a sight fisherman. And when this water's muddy, they'll bite. You got to hit them in the head. But now that this water's cleared up a little bit, they hungry. They trying to get as much protein as they can for this spawn coming up in about 3 or 4 weeks. And this area we at, it's a pretty popular area. Not really a channel. The river channel's right back behind us. But this is just a spawning ground. It's deep out here. We 30 foot now. And it'll go back to a shallow flat back there. The water temperature is 54 degrees. They in pre-stage. They in the pre-spawn mode. They just setting up, waiting. And what makes it so good now, is these son of a guns, they liable to be 15 foot deep, and they liable to be 2 foot deep. They're just up and down in the water column right now. And all you got, whoa, there was one right there. That was 2 pounds right there. You just pulled it back. But he let go of it. But we got some, I'll show you in a little bit. At the back of the boat, we got some 32nd ounce heads. And on the outside of the boat, I got my spinny mini, so we can, if there's any fish shallow, we can catch them shallow. We're gonna try that first thing this morning. And if there's any deep, we're gonna be down there, we can deep them. My GPS says I'm pulling an 8. And when they're shallow, it don't matter. You know, if you got 30 seconds on, you're not gonna fish that deep. But I've got my spinny minis on the outside. And I know that by 0.8, they're gonna run about 10 feet deep. We're just gonna try this just to see. Right now, I'm still marking them at 14. So I'm gonna slow them down. I got this newfangled thing here. I don't know how to run it. I'm learning it. I pilot like that, trying to work the speed on. I haven't used it that much, but I'm getting used to it. There's one right there. That's a shallow one. That's a 32nd ounce. And I got a plastic on here. I don't know what it is. If it's crappie, it's a good one. And see, my man Jury over here, he sees me reeling in this big fish. Do you think he would even bother to get the net? No.
Yes, I will.
He's worried about fishing. He won't get the net and net this big thing for me. If it's a crappie, it's a pretty good crappie. Now,
There you go, sir.
this is a white bass. He ain't worth the crap. He's got to be 14 inches. They eat pretty good. But for years, we ain't been able to catch no white bass. But they made a comeback a little bit on this lake. But we don't want him anyway. I want a crappie. But that was a shallow one. But my setup here, like I said, I've just got a Charlie Burris flyer, and that's one of these do-it molds, 1/32 pony head spinner blades. And I suggest, you know, get these things. You can order it and pour them yourself. 32nd is aggravating as all get out and pour, but they do catch fish now. And I'm just going to throw it out a little bit, see what happens. Now my setup on each side of the boat is generally I can fish more rods, but we're fishing 10 today. That's a gracious plan. We got no limit on rods over here in the Carolinas. Let me fix his. I like my rods close to the water, but I got 2 9s. And the reason I got 2 9s in the back, because I can cast them to the corner and just switch them over and not have to thread no needle. And then I got the 12, 14, and 16 on each side for long lining. I don't know what he's doing there, but he told me he could fish. He's a darn good basketball coach. And he's a Iraq veteran, ain't he?
Yes, sir.
He's an Iraq veteran, and he will shoot you. You know, he was one of the good ones over there that protected us, and he didn't mind just knocking your breath out of you in a minute. And I'm glad to have him with me in the boat this morning. I don't know how we're going to work out fishing, because so far he ain't, you know, I ain't going to say another word. We're going to let him fish and see what he can do this morning. But he knows I'll give him a hard time.
All the time. It's all right.
So we're just going to fish a little bit. He had one bite. There's one right there. Grab him, sister. Now don't lose him. Just grab him. Jerk. He got one. Huh? I'm tickled to death for it. That's either a bleed. Or is it not? I don't know. He wants something to eat. No. And a lot of people are keeping the legal land. Well, thanks to our good old North Carolina Wildlife Association, they saying that these fish can't survive in North Carolina if there's not enough bait and all that. So they've taken the 20 fish creel off of it. 8-inch limit, which was an 8-inch limit. They said the fish ain't got enough to eat. I've been fishing this lake for 30-some years. Ain't never been a problem for me, but funny how in North Carolina, you know, they can't survive. But when they go over that dam at the South Carolina line, them son of guns is big down there, boy. For some reason, they'll grow down there. But now they don't have the educated biologists that we have up here. So that's all the difference in the world. Even though every state in the country seems like it's implementing, you know, some 10-inch limits and all to give the fishermen a better chance of catching super good fish. Granada Lake's one, for example. Look at the hammers they catch out there. But these fish won't handle it on North Carolina. I'll rest my case. You got one right there.
One right here, sir.
You got 2 of them on, one deep and one shallow. That's a crappie. Open your bell up. Oh. I caught this off his rod. He catches little babies. Just open your bell up just like this. And just swing him in your lap. Alright? Now, he can keep that, but I ain't letting him.
Yes, sir.
He's wanting something to eat. Alright, here you go. Now, here's how I want you to cast that. But, oh, he's got another on. Here's the place here. But now that's 1.5 pounds. That's a really good fish. That one come off a shallow, a little roadrunner head. And he's got another little pecker head, a little bit, I'm sorry, a little. I hope this ain't how he's gonna be all day catching little fish.
No, I hope not.
Alright, let me get this one back out for you, Junior.
Yes, sir, thank you.
That's a 1/2 pounder. If you want him, you can have him.
No, we'll throw him back.
Totally
sir.
up to you.
We'll throw him back, sir.
But hold on before you, well, I'm But that same thing, my 9 rods are shallow. They catching fish. It's called the bigger fish. And see, I've got room in the back. I just go straight out. But if it did happen to cross over that 9 foot, chances are it'll straighten up. But all you got to do is move that 9 over, then line it up and straighten up. And everybody knows that.
Sorry if I use the same answer.
Yeah, oh yeah. Everybody knows that. I love my spinny minis. That's a popsicle. Generally they catch big fish. But you got to look who you're dealing with. I got a rookie over here. He knows I give him a hard time, but he swore to me he knows how to fish. All right, now here, let's do this now. Here's your 12. Row it to the corner. So it'll line up. But now, just to be safe, that's your long rod. Let's reel it up. We're going to tape it just a second. Now, you can throw that one back out, then throw your long rod out.
Okay.
And that way, when you do that process, you don't cross none of your lines. Everybody, there's one right there. You gonna get him?
Yes, sir.
You got it. Here, let me have that.
That'll look good.
Oh my God! Are you serious? And I could tell by that bite, that was a big one. Jury. Yeah, check it out, Seth. Which one did he bite? Whoa, let me catch mine.
There you go.
This ain't no big in here. This ain't a big in here, but it's bigger than the one he got. But that's the thing about he ain't that big, not no big. No, he ain't no big. Seems like the smaller ones are down there a little bit deeper. The shallow ones a little bit bigger, but anyway, that's one of them things that this time of the year, it is fun to catch crappie. And if you really want to get a little bit of experience, long lining or something like that, you can do it. Because when these fish get in pre-spawn mode, they all gather up, and trust me, they hungry right now. Because this water has been muddy for 6 weeks, it's been cold, it's rainy. And it's finally cleared up some. It's finally cleared up a little bit, and they are hungry. And when you get out here on a day like today, and there's some big fish in here, but you get out here on a day like today, look at that. Oh, get him. He lost it. Reel him up. It's still on it? You sure?
Yes.
God! Are you serious? Yeah, old Jory here, he's a wounded warrior. Surf over there, and a lot of people think it's a joke, but them boys went through a lot of stress, and he's a recipient of this PTSD.
Yes, sir.
PTSD,
Yes, sir.
and you know, this is really good for him.
Excellent.
He enjoys this.
Thank you, sir.
And I kid him a lot of times. I said he got shot in the ass running, but he didn't. He's really through that stress. Yeah. Actually, he can he can go through disability. And they'll write me a check just to take him fishing, and I like that. I'm just picking with him. I enjoy fishing with him. It's my grandson's coach, basketball coach. He used to be my we've got to be good friends over the years. But I enjoy taking him fishing. But the more you find out about it, the more he don't know that much about it. But we having a good time anyway.
Great time.
Jerk. Oh, that's a hammer. That's a hog. Well, just worry about it. We'll get him untangled. You just get him reeled in. Dollar says he loses him.
Well, we ain't gonna lose him, sir. That's all right there.
Ooh, Lord, show him what you caught him off of. That there's close to 2 pounds.
what we caught them off of.
All the big fish seem to be biting. That's a little old Charlie Gorge
Yes, sir.
slider with the homemade little spinner head. Here comes another hammer.
All right.
These big fish are shallow this morning.
Let's see.
This one's bigger than that. Nice, nutty. £1.5 pounds, that's a good one. Show that hammer, pull that hammer up there. Stick your arm out long, make it look big. There you go.
There you go.
But that's one thing you got to look at. And if you ever heard me talk about it, this time of the year, well, I say after the winter solstice, which is, you know, somewhere around December 21st, these daylights get longer. These fish, they start moving out to the mouth of these creeks. They do the same thing every year, and they'll hang around and hang around and hang around. But they want that channel close to them. They got to have that creek channel close to them, because when these fronts come through, you know, and it gets cold, they got that deep water they can get into. But from then, you know, say January is when they really start moving. When you start seeing that water temperature, when you see that water temperature start climbing, that's when they're really starting to get a little bit more active. But on any given day, I tell anybody, whether you're spider rigging, tight lining, what we call tight lining, you know, in the Carolinas and a lot of Georgia and all that. We call tight lining out the front of the boat straight down with weight, with, you know, your weights. A lot of people call it pushing and trolling, but our terms are we're either tight lining or we're out the front, or even out the back if we got weights. If we're not doing that, we're long line, we're trolling. When you hear say, man, I was trolling, then that's what we were doing. So that's what we're doing today. But any given day, always run some shallow, because you never know when them babies are shallow. Grab that and grab that right there, bud. 3 of them. Got that. You got yours? Y'all see all this come off my side of the boat?
There's one right here. Got him too, sir. A little bit.
Huh?
A little bit.
That's deep. We're gonna short when you throw that out, throw it back out about 30 feet. Duty! There's
Oh,
one.
that's on your buddy. Hey, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm just wonderful.
All right.
Getting my text said.
Do what?
You getting my text?
I can't hear you.
You said you get a text.
A check.
Text.
Yeah.
Huh?
I sent you a text about 30 minutes ago.
I got it cut off. What was it?
I was telling you the bigger fish are back here.
Oh yeah, I didn't find that out. They shallow. Having to short line my spinning.
I actually sped up a little bit.
You what? I'm running 30 seconds out the back, and they've been wearing them out. There we go. That's what makes it fun. Open that gate up. Let me catch this hammer. While you worried about that little thing right there. I believe. Oh Lord, this is a big wild one. And see, up here in North Carolina, all right, now watch out, you got some trash coming right there.
Okay, yes, sir.
These lakes have been nasty. That's a pound and a half. But up here in North Carolina, see the water temperature, these fish don't spawn till really about the 1st of April. And we're down here the first week of March. But they're getting ready. Like I said, they've been hungry. And they ain't got that much eggs in them. But one reason they ain't got that many eggs. Now, y'all heard me tell him there was a stick coming, and he sat there and just looked at it.
No, I tried to get him.
He won't fish with me no more.
I love it.
He won't fish with me no more. Because I be wearing him out.
You're gonna laugh if we can't get this out right here.
Oh, you still trying to get that fish out? Let me see. He's scared he's gonna hurt him. Like I said, the eagles has got to eat. We remember that. Lord, I ain't got nothing in the dead blame water. And what I had to do, these fishes are shallow.
Oh, sorry.
My spinny minis, they're 1/10 of an ounce. And I started out long lining. We caught little fish, but these 32nd ounce heads was catching more. So really, all you do is just throw it out there about 30 feet. That's all you got to do. And not that these fish are ready to, oh, what a mess. Not that these fish are ready to spawn, but on any given day, then some are going to go back in shallow water. We're 20 foot now, but they done headed back to the back. But as you can see on the video, we've caught them all the way out here. They from one end to the other, and trust me, if you don't think a day like today will make a pro out of you, you be thinking you can just catch them fish anywhere. But people that's fished a bunch, guys that's really familiar with it and all that, they know that's not right. But it's fun. Oh, come on.
That hammer, sir.
Huh?
Where's that hammer you were looking for?
I got a hammer, the man says.
It was short too, like you said.
Short line.
Yes, sir.
That's a good one. Now, won't you reel him all the way up to the tip? Wait a minute, get him in here.
Yes, sir.
A hammer? That's a good fish. That's over a pound and a half.
Good fish there, sir.
Spinny mini. Short short line about 30 feet behind the boat. Just a little bit about what we're going to do before we leave this thing. I'm tell you what we've done. See here, this unit totally $399. There are some good units, and I'm telling you, there's some good units. But I'm an old-fashioned type guy. This is a Helix 7, 399 bucks, and it's got down image, but you can see the fish. You know, the fish down there about 12 feet. But our biggest fish we're catching, they're shallow. And granted, them live scopes will show you them shallow fish and them 360s and all, but I don't have that. But you just go by instinct and say, I know, let's try some shallow fish. But these are the things that we're marking. And you mark these fish down here at about 12, 13 feet. And what we were catching, if you've seen earlier, we were catching smaller fish. The bigger fish are up there, you know, under 5 feet. 399 bucks. But now, what I'm fishing with, here's my 16-foot rod, 14, 12, and I got a 9 and a 9, and I could put more if I want to or less. My buddy Jory, he needed less because he couldn't even fish what he had. Same thing over here, you know, just I'm doing that, just covering a bunch of water. I got a 16-foot, 16-foot, that's 32 foot, and I got an 8-foot boat. I'm doing a 40-foot swipe. But keep in mind, you know, what your fish and wildlife regulations are for that lake. But that's pretty well my setup. So if anything, if I can help you, you know, just give me a call. I sell rods, you know, reels, anything. I don't advertise them that much, but you can give me a call. I'm Ed Duke, 704-791-0108. And my website's www.southerncrappierods.com. I'll leave it with you so I can teach this fella how to fish a little bit more. Have a good one.